Hello, everybody. It is Friday. Normally, I come in on Thursday, and I am Tennille Hooglin, the host of Athletes Thriving in Perimenopause and Beyond, or the admin, or the person who creates this group that have amazing people that come in for just a different take on how do we do this mindset, nutrition, training, and recovery thing in perimenopause and in the beyond. So today, I've just been really inspired by a lot of the questions that come in. When you come into the group, you say, what do you want to learn? And most often it is about fatigue and it's about nutrition. And it coming from a place of incredible inspiration from Dr. Stacy Sims and a follower, and also having done metabolic efficiency training with Bob Seibehar, and which is linked to that's the same sort of philosophy that Dina Griffin, who is an amazing sports nutritionist, follows, that I work with one of my athletes. That I realized, I'm like, let's just dig in and understand. If you have the book from Dr. Sims, the Next Level book, like how do we go from the book to how to understand ourselves? And it's fascinating because I just had, a question come in from one of the members about this. Like, okay, so how do I move? Like, okay, I understand what the guidelines say. For example, running. So if you are running and you're going to run for a long time, let's just say that nice pace, doesn't have to be fast, doesn't have to be slow, it just is whatever the pace is for you. Let's say a perceived effort, 3 to 4 out of 10. What do I take? If I'm going beyond an hour, 90 minutes, 2 hours, maybe you're doing further than that. And the guidelines would say 30 to 50 running, 30 to 50 grams of carbohydrates per hour. Great. Okay, I've got it. Now I know. If you're cycling, maybe it goes up a little bit to 60 grams. But what if that you're not hitting your stride, you're still kind of really just tanking? And this is where guidelines, as beautiful as they are, may not be based on what your physiology and what you're currently doing may not actually lead you to that beautiful 30 to 50 grams per kilograms an hour. So I've been trained by Bob Seibehar, like I mentioned, on metabolic efficiency training. So what is this? It's a nutritional strategy is what it is. So what it is looking at is like, how does your body basically, how is it working now? And if you are, when you have this idea of like carb burner, I'm a carb burner. Well, some people are. Immediately, they're fueling with carbs, they go to carbs, they want carbs, that's what they do. And so the idea behind becoming more fuel efficient or changing how do we use fuel is on understanding what your body is reacting to now. Now you might say to me, yeah, but Tennille, I'm a female athlete and I already have a leg up on this whole burning, utilizing fat as an energy source. Absolutely correct. Got it. Know it. And you're an individual. And if your whole life you've been eating a different way, then we're still going to, whether we're male or female or whatever we're doing, you're still on a spectrum. And we still want to find an efficient way and something that at the end of the day, it doesn't matter about how many grams that you're doing or not doing. At the end of the day, you want to feel good. That is the measure. Feeling good. Being able to handle the load, being able to recover from the load. That's your success measure. It's not whether I actually got to the 50 grams or not. That's irrelevant if you aren't feeling good. It's like, yay, tick, okay, but I still crashed at the end. I still wasn't able to hold my energy. And I thought I could. I thought I was trained up to be able to do that. It just didn't seem to work out. One thing I want to say to you here is there's another thing to think about when you're thinking about your physiology. And it comes from the idea of, utilizing continuous blood glucose monitors, right? Okay, so we put these this is for optimal health, right? So now I'm talking about people, this is generally the population that I work with, are people that are just like, okay, I'm healthy and I want to optimize where I am. I'm feeling I'm struggling in some of the, maybe the symptoms that I'm experiencing. I'm struggling to manage my load. I'm struggling with recurring injury, and I don't know quite how to tweak that. So that is, I'm taking that population and bringing them into a place of health. So, okay, so what am I saying about the continuous blood glucose monitors for the healthy individual that's looking to understand, how do I manage my insulin response? What we now know, and let me tell you, we don't know a ton of stuff yet in the nutrition field. It's still in infancy, because we're looking at precision. We're looking at your unique body. This is the idea of precision. We have precision medicine. How much vitamin D do you need? Well, it depends on where your level is at. How much omega-3 do you need? Well, it depends. You can measure these things. There are actual tests that you can just go in and pee on a stick, or, whatever, send in a sample of something, and they'll be able to say, this is how much you need. This is called precision. This is where everything is going. Blood glucose monitoring is then the same thing. How I react to watermelon is going to be different than how you react to watermelon. And this is why guidelines, as awesome as they are, we've got to ensure that we say, great, on average, this is what we need to know as female athletes in perimenopause and beyond. This is what we want to know about how we utilize different fuel sources at different intensities. This is why we always want to fuel before a training session, because we actually need to, spark the pilot light, get things going with carbohydrates. Then we can come into our amazing ability of burning fats as a fuel source in that aerobic state. That's how that's working. We actually utilize the glucose. We might spike our glucose use, and then we actually might come down into a settling. You feel that way, it's because it takes some time to come into that efficiency state. Now, is that for everybody? No. Is that for you? I don't know. That's the curiosity. That's you learning your body. That's you understanding, how is it that I'm actually feeling when I'm doing the workout. That's when it's kind of like doing trial and error, failing. It's beautiful. It's the work. There are so many strategies for you to figure out, how do I feel good? There are so many strategies, and one strategy for one athlete is not going to work for another athlete. It is identifying, doing the work and identifying, how do I get to feel my best in a race? And that process is going to also be shifting as you go through different life stages, as we age, as we change our intensity, as our muscle composition changes. It's going to change. That's okay. But then we get to change too, and understanding how to do it. And that's the dialogue that you have continuously with your body when you have the tools. This is what I want to say. If you are struggling, if you're struggling and you're not exactly sure where to go, and you have the guidelines, you've tried the things, I would say we need to step back into, let's take a bigger picture. Let's step back into understanding what's happening with your health fundamentals. Then let's understand how to train in health. From there, we can start tweaking. Stephanie Cooper, she had just joined and said yes. And you know what is happening? What she did? She was my athlete for 13 years. She figured it out. It's amazing. And she's probably still figuring it out. You can say yes. You're going to do another yes, Stephanie. Because what happened is, like, she tried so many different things. She has, like, when I loved it. Like, she would share within Team Element, the photos of, this is my buffet. When she goes and does her ultra, she went into, after triathlon, she started doing ultra running. And she's like, this is my buffet of nutrition. Did it work for everybody? No. Did she always have, we're not, according to Dr. Stacy Sims, we don't need salt tablets. Does she have salt tablets? Absolutely. Has she given so many salt tablets on the course? Yes. to people that were struggling because we're not all the same. And one thing doesn't mean the other. And it's the willingness to get into the work. And that's where we start. We start with last week, my the what's the point was like, what is the one word you need to have? And it is curiosity. It comes back every time. It's a curiosity for you. And that's what's the point for this week. I hope you've enjoyed it. Definitely write some comments, you guys. Let me know that you're out there. Sometimes it's hard to just have crickets, and I'd love to know, is this helpful for you? Is there something that I'm missing here? How can I serve you? Let me know. Write me a note. DM me. Looking forward to the next time. Take care, you guys. Bye-bye.